I'm going to be reading from the Zohar. This is from Portion B'Shalach, chapter 4. And Hashem went before them by day. Rabbi Yossi, synopsis, Rabbi Yossi says it's necessary to be occupied with the Torah day and night, and one must arise after midnight to study Torah, because it's then that the Holy One, blessed be, enters the Garden of Eden to delight himself with the righteous there. He draws a thread of kindness during the day for those who occupy themselves with Torah in the night. Rabbi Yitzchak talks about, and Hashem went before them by day, saying that the Shekhinah traveled with the patriarchs, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and King David. They're all the holy chariot of above. The people traveled day and night when they left Egypt, so that they would be complete with everything night and day together. The aspect of Zeir Anpin and the aspect of Nukva, the pillar of cloud was Chesed, Abraham, and the pillar of Torah was Gevurah, Isaac, so that Yisrael was illuminated by day and by night. Again, we're told of the 50 days delay after their redemption from Egypt before they received the Torah at Mount Sinai. Then the 50 days of Jubilee and the 50 gates of Bina dwelled upon them. Rabbi Yitzchak says the Paro's wise men and sorcerers saw that Yisrael were traveling by day and night, told them that the people had fled. And there's a bracha you could say on Torah, which is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishem mitzvah tzivanu al divrei Torah. And Hashem went before them by day. This is piece 43. From Shemos, it says, Rabbi Yossi opened the discussion saying in Tehillim to the chief musician upon the hind of dawn, a psalm of David. How beloved is the Torah before the Holy One, blessed be. For anyone who's occupied with Torah is beloved above and below. The Holy One, blessed be, hearkens to his words. He does not forsake him in this world, and he does not forsake him in the world to come. 44. It's necessary to be occupied with Torah day and night, as is written in Yehoshua, but you shall meditate therein day and night, and in Yirmiyahu, if my covenant be not day and night. He asks, is it justified by day, which is a time for work for everybody, but during the night, which is a time for rest? Why is it necessary to be occupied with Torah? He answers, so that a complete holy name will be present by him, for there is no day without night, and it is only complete when one is with the other. So it is necessary for the Torah to be present with the person day and night. The completeness should be with the person day and night. 45. We have learned that the main part of the night is from midnight and further. Even though the first half of the night is part of the night, the Holy One, blessed be, enters the Garden of Eden at midnight to delight himself with the righteous who are there. Then a person should wake up and become occupied with Torah. 46. We've learned that the Holy One, blessed be, hearkens to the voices of all the righteous in the Garden of Eden, as is written, you who dwell in the gardens, the companions hearken to your voice, cause me to hear it. That's from Shir Shirim by Solomon. They have already explained it. You who dwell in the gardens, in the congregation, is the congregation of Israel, namely Malchut, that praises the Holy One, blessed be, with the praise of Torah during the night. Blessed, is the portion of he who joins with her to praise the Holy One, blessed be he, with the praise of Torah. 47. When the morning arrives, the congregation of Israel, which is Malchut and delights, the congregation of Israel comes, which is Malchut, and delights with the Holy One, blessed be he, and he extends a scepter of kindness not only to her, but to all those who join her. We've learned it is written, yet Hashem will command his steadfast love in the daytime, and in the night his song shall be with me. That's from Tehillim, Psalms by King David. This means that the Holy One, blessed be, draws a thread of kindness during the day for he who occupies himself with Torah during the night. Therefore Malchut is called the hind of dawn, since she praises the Holy One, blessed be, during the night with the praise of Torah. 48. Rabbi Shimon said, at the time when morning is lit, is to light up, the light becomes darkened and blackened, and the blackness is prevalent. Then a wife unites with her husband, for we've learned that at the third watch a wife converses with her husband, namely male and female, to mate with him, and she enters his sanctuary. 49. When the sun must set, the night lights up and comes and takes him. Then all the gates are closed, the donkeys bray, and the dogs bark. At midnight, the king starts to arise, and the queen, which is Malchut, starts to sing. The king, who is Zeir Anpin, comes and knocks on the gate of the sanctuary and says, open for me, my sister, my love. That's from Shir Shirim by King Solomon. Then he delights with the souls of the righteous. 50. Blessed is the portion of he who arose at that time with words of Torah. Therefore all of the inhabitants of the sanctuary of the queen must arise at that time to praise the king, and they all praise before him. The praise that rises from this world, which is far from him, is more acceptable to the Holy One, blessed be, than all the rest. 51. When the night is gone, the morning comes and it becomes dark. The king and queen are in the secret of gladness, meaning coupling, and he gives presents to her and to all those in the sanctuary. Fortunate is he who is counted among the members of the sanctuary. 52. And Hashem went before them by day, and Hashem means the Holy One, blessed be he, and his court of law, which is Malchut, because the Vav and of Vav Yud Hey Vav Hey and Hashem includes Malchut. Rabbi Yitzchak said, we learn that the Shekhinah travels with the patriarchs because went before them by day is Abraham, and a pillar of cloud is Isaac, and to lead them by the way is Jacob, of whom it is written in Bereshit, Genesis, and Jacob went on his way. by night in a pillar of fire to give them light is King David. 53. They were all the holy chariot of above. Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov are Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferet, and 3 legs of the throne, and King David is the 4th leg. In order that Yisrael should be perfect in everything, and the patriarchs should see their redemption as is written, and I will surely bring you up in Genesis, Bereshis, with the chariot, and Hashem went that they might go by day and by night. He asked, why did they travel day and night? Let them walk by day and not by night, like people who are fleeing. If the Holy One, blessed be, guarded them, and they did not fear, why did they march day and night? He answers, so they should be complete with everything, because there's no completeness until day is with night, as day is the aspect of Zer Anpin, and night is the aspect of the Nukva. And all the perfection prevails when they're joined together in the secret of, as Bereshit says, and there was evening and there was morning one day. 54. Rabbi Abba said, we've determined that Hashem went before them by day in a pillar of cloud refers to Avram who's Chesed, and by night in a pillar of fire refers to Isaac who's Gvura. If so, we can ask, where's Jacob who's Tiferet? And he answers, in the first word he's mentioned, and there he dwells, as is written, and Hashem, which is Tiferet and Malchut, and Jacob is Tiferet. 55. And by night in a pillar of fire, in order to illuminate on the side by day with Chesed, and on that side by night with Gevura. This was in order that when the Egyptians chased them with their chariots and horsemen, they would drown, and not even one of them would survive, in order to glorify the name of the Holy One, blessed be He. For this he needed the aspect of Gevura. In order to go day and night means the illuminating mirror, which is Zer Anpin, that's called day, and the mirror that does not illuminate, which is Malchut, that is called night. It was also done in order to fool the Egyptians, so they would say it was a coincidence and it was not Hashem who delivered them. Therefore they were traveling day and night, as if they were fleeing, as written in Yeshaya. The princes of Tzoan are become fools. And in Yeshaya, he turns the wise men backwards. Therefore they traveled day and night. 56. Rabbi Abba said, happy is the portion of Yisrael, for the Holy One, blessed be, delivered them from Egypt, in order that they should be his portion and inheritance. Come and behold, from the side of Jubilee, which is Bina, there is freedom for Yisrael, and so in the future to come it is written, and it shall come to pass on that day that a great horn shall be blown. Yeshaya. 57. Because of that Jubilee, they were delayed for 50 years after their redemption from Egypt to receive the Torah, 50 days after their redemption from Egypt to receive the Torah and approach Mount Sinai. This was because there's 50 gates in the Jubilee. And in order to better themselves by them, they needed 50 days since they traveled during the day. They also traveled during the night, so it would all be one day, and there would be no separation between day and night, which are male and female. 58, and even more, they all went at their leisure according to their own desire, in order to combine day and night, which are male and female. On the day that they received the Torah, there were 50 complete days and nights, as it should be. There is no day without night, and there is no night without day, for there is no completeness to Zer Anpin without Malchut, and there is no completeness to Malchut without Zer Anpin. Night and day are called one day, as is written, and there was evening and there was morning one day. When they traveled 50 whole days, these 50 days of Jubilee dwelt upon them, which are the 50 gates of Bina. And then the Torah was given to them through the side of Jubilee, therefore they traveled day and night. 59, Rabbi Abba said, it's written, and it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim. That's from Bereshit, Genesis. Why? We have explained that one who loves the wicked, his eyes become dim. Come and behold, in Isaac, who is Gevura, night is included, which is Malchut, and the night is not bright. Therefore his eyes were dim, it is all one, because the inclusion of night in Isaac is in the same context as the love of Isaac for Esav. 60, Rabbi Yitzchak opened the discussion saying, and it was told the king of Egypt that the people had fled. Shemos, Exodus. He asked, and it was told, who told him? He answers, we have explained that the wise men and sources gathered around him and informed him that the people had fled. Why did they say this? Because they saw in their wisdom that Israel were traveling day and night. They said they were fleeing, and that they saw that they were not traveling on the straight road, as is written, and they turned and encamped before Pi Hachirot. That's from Shemos. And they informed him of this also, therefore he chased after them.